Welcome back, class, to part 3 of our quadratic formula lesson. In this problem, we have a diver jumps from a platform 10 meters above the surface of the water. The diver's height is given by the equation h equals negative 4.9 t squared plus 3.5 t plus 10, where t is the time in seconds after the diver jumps. For what time t is the diver's height 1 meter? We are going to have to use the quadratic formula and a calculator. And because we're using t is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So our equation is h equals negative 4.9 t squared plus 3.5 t plus 10. We want to figure out what the time is when the diver's height is 1 meter. So to find the time, we need to take the height, which is 1, and plug that into h. So 1 equals negative 4.9 t squared plus 3.5 t plus 10. Keep in mind that the equation needs to be in trinomial or standard form. So subtract 1 to both sides, and that's going to give us 0 is equal to negative 4.9 t squared plus 3.5 t, and 10 minus 1 is 9. So class, now we need to identify a, b, and c. A is negative 4.9, b is 3.5, and c is 9. So a is negative 4.9, b is 3.5, and c is 9. Now let's take those values and plug them into our quadratic formula. So it's negative 3.5 plus or minus the square root of 3.5 squared minus 4, a is negative 4.9, times c, which is 9, all over 2 times negative 4.9. So this is equal to negative 3.5 plus or minus the square root of, okay, we need 3.5 squared, which is 12.25, and negative 4 times negative 4.9 times 9 is positive 176.4, all over 2 times negative 4.9, which is negative 9.8. So t equals negative 3.5 plus or minus the square root of 12.25 plus 176.4, which is 188.65, divided by negative 9.8. So class, we are going to have two solutions, and we need our answer to be a number that's not in radical form. So let's type this into our calculator. We have t equals negative 3.5 plus the square root of 188.65 all over negative 9.8, and we also have t equals negative 3.5 minus the square root of 188.65 all over negative 9.8. So let's just type that into our calculator. So t equals negative 3.5 plus the square root of 188.65 divided by negative 9.8 is approximately negative 1.04. Now let's plug in negative 3.5 minus the square root of 188.65 divided by negative 9.8. And when you plug that in, you get approximately 1.76. Now we know that time can never be positive, so cross out negative 1.04 because The solution is 1.76. Now remember, for any word problem, you have to write your answer in a sentence. At 1.76 seconds, the diver will be 1 meter above the surface of the water.